I have Sujatha, who has volunteered to read Scorpio Woman with us. I've known Sujatha from the club where we meet often, and she was kind enough to agree to volunteer when she heard about this. She was also there at my book launch, so she has the book since 2010 September. Thank you, Sujatha, for doing this with us.
Thank you, Chetan. It was a pleasure.
There are a couple of things that I have noticed to begin with. The different avatars that you don. I know you are a classical dancer and you practice dancing, I think, almost every day. So that means you're very Indian classical one way. Then I see you at the club walking, working out, where I see you in your fashionably best workout clothes. Then I know at night we've seen each other partying, and you turn into a total different diva. And what's about that? And I've written that in the book that Scorpio Woman actually can change into different avatars, and can be not necessarily a mother and a wife by the day, and a hottie by the night. What's that? How do you do that?
So Chetan, when I read your book and when I came across that particular part about how you talked about a Scorpion woman, in a sari, she just comes out of her car, and then you could have seen her in her gym wear. It totally struck that chord. I'm like, gosh, this is me. And that's totally me. I can be in my Indian wear in the morning, and then suddenly within 15 minutes, I could be in a very casual jeans, and then in the evening, I'm in my gym wear because that's what I am in the evening, and then in the night, totally party avatar. So that's perfectly a Scorpion woman. We just take up all of these different roles, and we are absolutely comfortable in every one of them.
I'm sure there are a lot of women out there, perhaps even listening to this, would say that I do this too, but I see that the roles or the avatars also generate a very different look that I see you in, or perhaps I've seen Scorpio women in. So that's the point I've tried to make. It's just not that, okay, she can wear this, and this. Anybody can. But how she carries it
it's the
with the
comfort
same
level.
grace, with a different look to match that kind of a genre
Effortless.
and style. Yeah.
Absolutely effortless.
Oh God, she's so full of herself. Effortless. I'm saying it myself. Effortless. All right. I've also noticed that you're such a hands-on mother. I see that you manage both your children, Pallavi, and remind me of your son's name again.
Anirudh.
Yes, it's so well. I mean, it's so nice to see that all the time. Even now, when you've come for this recording, you're still trying to juggle for them. How do you do this? How do you manage being an all-rounder?
Well, I guess a lot of it has to do with the fact that I was abroad for a chunk of my life, and when kids were really young, I was there. And since you don't have much of a domestic help, you end up, pretty much micromanaging everything that you do for your children. So even after coming back, I guess, after moving back to India, I'm still very hands-on. I still juggle them around, and they dominate my mind.
I hope they can be thankful for that.
Pretty much. But then, Chetan, you've also written in your book that a Scorpion mother can be pretty much a nag. Not a nag as much as, you're on your kids. And I think that was something which was just so apt, because I feel I am one of...
Only children? I thought Scorpio women nag just about everybody.
No.
I think anybody she loves is going to get it.
Oh God,
No.
no. But I guess in my case, with my kids, yes, I do. You can ask my son whenever you meet him.
I see how poor guy runs away from you every time he sees you.
Yes.
Now I'm going to touch another subject that has been a very interesting subject, which is how the Scorpio woman is as a host. I may have written this, that is a very practical, easygoing host where the eye to the detail is there, but to the extent of what she wants to do. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, and I wanted to tell you that too, that when I read that in your book, I'm like, oh my God, it's again bang on, because we love to socialize, and Scorpion women, I'm talking about myself, we like to have people over and stuff, but...
Wait, for the record, I've never been invited. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I know I owe you one big time, but... we're not very formal. I mean, we're very casual, And so,
I'll come in pajamas.
and no, I will be in pajamas myself for all you know, it's that casual. And so, Scorpion women, like especially me, I prefer people just coming in casually. I can't do the very formal black tie, the very formal dinners that people throw for Christmas and
Nothing
Diwali.
pretentious. Nothing pretentious.
Nothing.
Yeah.
You could call me like an hour before dinner and say, Suj, we're just coming back.
Right.
That's something I prefer.
Right.
Again, that goes back probably to my American...
But as a guest, you're not like that. I remember your drop-dead gorgeous looks when you entered my home, humble abode, when you came for dinner with your lovely husband. That brings me to the next subject of saying that, I've written this in what are the key features of a personality. And the first two lines say that I feel the very essence of the most Scorpio women is beauty. I would give them an 8.5/10 on beauty. And I think I get a range of 8.5 to 9 at the cost of getting, butchered by your husband. I don't give a crap about, but really, I mean, you are. I mean, how is this? What's with Scorpio women in looks here?
Chetan, I'm not going to be sitting here and bragging about my own looks. That's for you to be talking about.
All right, so we have a little bit of modesty too. Thank you once again, Sujatha, for doing this with us. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Thanks, cheers. Scorpio woman. There's one word that befits a Scorpio woman: captivating. There's something of a hypnotist in her, and she knows how to make men fall in love with her and do her bidding. Although this may sound vamp-like, the Scorpio woman indulges in these arts with such grace and polish that it's impossible to resist her charms. She's good-looking, more often than not downright beautiful, and knows very well how to use her beauty to make her way into other people's hearts. But her ingenuity does not end with her looks. She has brains to match her beauty. The typical Scorpion female has loads of intelligence, a fantastic sense of humor, and an innate sense of leading a sophisticated lifestyle. She's high on passion, style, and a certain oomph factor that sets her cut above the rest. No one to settle for the common fare. She would always aspire for the skies. But there's a lot more to her persona. Let's take a peek into the shades of this striking personality. How can you identify a Scorpio woman in a crowd? Scorpio is the only zodiac sign where the passive and the aggressive can be classified date-wise. I have observed that the majority of the aggressive ones are born between October 23rd and 31st, while the passive kind are born between November 1st and 22nd. When I say aggressive in the case of a Scorpion, it's not the regular in-your-face assertive type, but the kind which is prone to responding in an aggressive manner when provoked or given the slightest reason to react. Scorpio women can easily be identified by certain facial features and behavioral traits that are peculiar to them. A strong jawline and ever-wandering eyes exchanging flirtatious glances. A Scorpio female's mannerisms are a dead giveaway. Scorpio women are unabashed about befriending people, especially males, if they take a fancy to someone. Once again, the October-born Scorpio women differ from those born in November in being naughtier and more adventurous. While both earn for love and emotional security, the October-born seem more dominating and over-possessive, which usually causes anxiety and discomfort to their prospective partners. Not that the November-born are less possessive, but they somehow seem more secure. What are the key features of her personality? I feel that very essence of most Scorpio women is beauty. I would give them 8.5 on 10 for beauty. Their looks can range from drop-dead gorgeous to raving red hot to a summery calm glow, but whatever look they sport, there is a radiance of beauty on their face. This, together with the magnetic and appealing persona, makes them quite irresistible. These qualities are accompanied by boldness, 10 on 10 for this one, femininity, 9 on 10, and sociability, 9 on 10 again. These features make a Scorpio woman a femme fatale to watch out for. You can implicitly trust your Scorpio friend with your secrets, for this lady is highly secretive. But don't bother sharing casual information with her, as it will spread like wildfire. When it comes to gossip, she is a total windbag. A Scorpio woman is secretive in another sense too. She will never allow anyone to read her innermost thoughts, which could be a maze of ideas. She guards her ideas with an iron hand and has a strange way of executing them. You will find her making plans to spend an evening with you at a coffee shop and at the same time arrange for another more interesting do with her girlfriends. The best part is she will manage to do both without giving you the least reason to be suspicious. Now this is how eager she is to fit in as many things as she can in the time at hand. When it comes to expecting things from life, much like a Scorpio man, the Scorpio female wants to overachieve. She wants to be in tens of places and do scores of stuff at the same time. She earns for everything big, and anything mediocre is not her cup of tea. However, she scores a low 5 on 10 for willpower, which renders her ineffective in adopting self-control. But she ranges on the same levels as a Scorpio man for passion, 8 on 10. Both Scorpio males and females are passionate to the extremes about everything that touches their lives, more so with love. Power, 7 on 10, and anger, 8 on 10. Of course, the way they manage these three traits is completely different. A Scorpio girl is also adventurous and knows how to use her boldness effectively. However, she will never take a foolish risk in the name of adventure to jeopardize either her marriage or other relationships. Since she scores pretty high on anger, it's interesting to note that much of this is exhibited sarcastically. A Scorpio woman is armed with a good stash of sarcasm and is capable of putting it across either through her sarcastic humor or caustic words. I think her sarcasm is seen at its best when the proverbial love turns into hatred. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Well, you don't need to scorn her really. An emotional wound is enough to ruffle her feathers. She will strike back in vengeance, something you're not likely to forget in a long time. With friends and loved ones, a Scorpio woman is devoted, sweet, and affectionate, but once the tide of her love turns to hatred, you will find a most formidable enemy in the otherwise lovely Scorpio lass. How is she on the following aspects? Appearance. I guess a Scorpio woman gets maximum points for appearance. She's one woman who is not afraid to try out new styles and trends, which quite often are her own innovations. She can be seen sunbathing in a bold bikini in the morning and stepping out of a car clad in a sari in the afternoon and partying away in a hot number at night. It's all a day's work for her. I sometimes feel there's something of an aspiring actress in a Scorpio girl because of her experiments with her dressing and her ability to emote. Added to that, there is something uniquely sexy about her face, which distinguishes her from women of other sun signs. Ambition. A Scorpio woman will compromise only if her monetary situation is average. Once again, purely based on my observations, I have found that October-born are usually more ambitious and focused on their goals than the November-born, who are more laid-back and lazy. Both are equally creative, innovative, and ever ready to take on challenges. A lot of them take on responsibility and work at an early age. Let me illustrate this with a fitting example. A friend of mine born on October 24th, a single mother, had to take up a job to support herself. Having never worked before, she started off with a marketing job in a .com company for measly 10,000 rupees. Her need to earn for herself and her family made her work for nearly 14 hours a day. I've yet to meet someone more committed to her work. Not only did she successfully complete all the targets and goals set before her, but she stuck it out in conditions where others would have easily chickened out. Almost a year of such toil, she got an offer from another firm, which she accepted. The jump in her package was from a monthly rupee 10,000 to 60,000. After about 4 months of working with a radio station, she was drawing up to 1,00,000. That's her salary plus incentives. 2 years later, she joined in as a senior official in the marketing department of a TV channel. I was extremely proud and happy to see her covering the ground from 10,000 to 2 lakh a month in a span of 3 to 4 years. With sincere effort and hard work, she bravely fought every adversity in sight to achieve a sustainable lifestyle, living up to her Scorpio image. With sheer grit and determination that makes up the core of a Scorpio woman, she can achieve great heights. Ego and self-respect. As far as ego goes, the self-respecting Scorpio woman takes after her male counterpart. Most women I've known have right balance of retaining self-respect and grace. In a few exceptional cases, I've noticed she can lower her self-respect to achieve what she wants. For example, if she is a struggling model or actress, she's capable of taking shortcuts. She will never display her ego openly until you see her at close quarters. You'll never know just how egocentric she really is. The quality of hers is well hidden behind her diplomatic attitude. Being the touchy person she is, any sensitive subject is likely to brush her the wrong way. Responsibility. Here she treads a completely opposite path to her male counterpart. A Scorpio woman is extremely responsible. Okay, some are not. Although she can be extremely selfish at times with regard to her want of time and space, she's not one to shy away from her duties. She's very dependable, but you may need a few follow-ups to get her to fulfill her obligations to you. But she has a better sense of responsibility than the Scorpio male. So, though she wants to be everywhere and do everything at the same time, she will rarely give you reason to complain, for she is excelling at multitasking. Etiquettes. Social decorum is one area where the Scorpio woman walks away ahead of a Scorpio man, scoring an 8 on 10 according to my observations. She has goodly standard of etiquette for her own self and an equally high expectation of those around her. She is usually very conscious of chivalry, mannerisms, and courteous behavior in people, especially men, and more so the ones she is interested in. She really appreciates people who display correct etiquettes and manners when she is around. What is her approach towards life? She is not very realistic and certainly not practical. Although she is a dreamer, she isn't a head in clouds kind of person, and is shrewd enough to understand which ones of her dreams are workable. However, her chief characteristic remains her emotional and sentimental nature. A Scorpio woman is quite capable of being a follower as well as a leader. She has what it takes to be a leader. She is also ready to give respect where it's due and accept the leadership of a superior person. How does she score on the following aspects? Cynicism. A Scorpio woman is generally not cynical, but the achiever in her can turn the tables in order to attain her targets, be it at work, in business, or simply to prove herself. Her thinking can turn towards cynicism. Another thing that can make a Scorpio woman see red is when she is emotionally hurt. Suspicion and jealousy. She is as suspicious as her corresponding male. It is curious how both display a similar way of being suspicious as well. Although she may not doubt someone's intentions routinely, she will get suspicious the moment anyone behaves out of character. There is no stopping her once she is suspicious. She will investigate to the extremes to satisfy or clear her doubts, with none being spared from the scrutiny, be it family or friend. If you have ever dared to flirt with another woman while your Scorpio girlfriend is looking, you will know what jealousy is. Given her possessive nature, she treasures her love relationship rather too much and can go green at the drop of a hat, and this emotion can further ascend to anger and then extreme anger. Trust me, you really don't want to go down that path and invite her wrath. Okay, dishonest and infidelity. If a Scorpio woman is completely in love and in a committed relationship, she is incapable of indulging even in casual flirting with anyone else, let alone think of an adulterous alliance. And if she ever indulges in a promiscuous escapade, she would have valid reasons to support her act, the duration of her current relationship, an inactive sex life, or just plain boredom. She usually has a long list of needs and desires and craves for the fulfillment of all of them. Hardships. Scorpio women are capable of taking hardships in their stride. They have the vision and courage to deal with difficult times and spring back with renewed energy. They are also aware that hardships are a passing phase in life and it's best to live them out rather than moaning and groaning about them. In my opinion, there are only two kinds of women who can bounce back in life with such vigor: Scorpio and Gemini. I'm not saying that others can't, but yes, Scorpio and Gemini women can do it better. Success and failure. Nothing can stop the vivacious Scorpio from displaying her success. She's quite vocal about her accomplishments and likes the whole world to acknowledge her efforts. This is more so because after all the hard work, she feels she deserves to be in the limelight and enjoy every moment of her success, especially since it involves public adulation. However, 20% of them might keep such things limited to family and close friends. Failure, too, brings to the fore the disparity between Scorpio women born in October and November. I have observed that October-born Scorpions are mostly, not all, poor losers, while those born in November are usually, not all here too, able to put up a brave face and handle failure with grace. Host. How a Scorpio woman conducts herself as a host largely depends on her guest. If it's someone she cares for or likes, she will be extremely detailed and meticulous in her party planning. Otherwise, she can be quite casual and is likely to take the easy way out and have maids or caterers manage the food. But if she has invited you home, she'll be warm and affectionate. As a guest, she's very moody. Although not fussy, she can be choosy about the kind of party to attend and the type of people to mingle with. If not in her best of moods, she can also criticize stuff around her, especially food and ambience. But on the whole, she's quite adaptable and cool. How does she handle difficult situations? A Scorpio woman is extremely sensitive, and a quarrel-like situation is likely to stir her up emotionally. She turns into an emotional live wire and will display a range of sensations, from anger to tears, and that includes everything from sobbing to wailing. While a certain percentage of Scorpio women will avoid putting up an exhibit of their emotions, a considerable number of them will go overboard by making a mountain of a molehill. I have noticed that this holds true especially of those Scorpions born in October. What is her characteristic weakness? A Scorpio woman is emotional in any commonplace scenario, and she's extremely emotional in any intense situation. And with her, the intense moments are rather too many. She's not very good at hiding her emotions, and therefore her over-emotional display makes her vulnerable to others. She's also compassionate and sensitive, and you will also have to meet a Scorpio woman to know how lethal the combination is, more for her than others. Is there more to her persona? Just like her male counterpart, the Scorpio woman is diplomatic and tactful too. The one thing I've noticed is almost 50% Scorpio women is that they are low on willpower and self-control. Let me illustrate this point. If I resolve not to drink during weekdays and find myself at a party where friends urge me to share a drink, I'm faced with two choices: either to give in and enjoy a drink, or to deliver a firm no and continue sipping my orange juice. In case of the former, I would display lack of self-control, and with the latter I would exhibit rigid adherence to rules. In a similar situation, a Scorpio woman is likely to choose the first option and show signs of low esteem. A Scorpio girl will go with the flow and will be sporting enough to join her friends. I sometimes think these kinds of impulsive things should be allowed to oneself. Sometimes her intelligence, which she has in abundance, can take on a negative shade and make a Scorpio woman play manipulative games. Remember, she has a long list of desires which are to be fulfilled completely, and most of them are under the heading priority. Obviously, she finds it easier to twist and turn people and situations in favor to achieve her end, but given her emotional nature, she's not likely to get manipulative to hurt anyone intentionally. How should one deal effectively with a Scorpio woman? This lady likes direct talk, so don't twist your words and come straight to the point. Very rarely will you see her falling for flattery, so drop all thoughts of making way into her heart with smooth talk. This makes life simple for straightforward men who don't like being pretentious, especially those belonging to Aries, Sagittarius, and Aquarius signs. Most Scorpio women are smart from an early age and are well able to tell fake from real. The only place they find themselves fooled is with fake emotions shown by men. A Scorpio woman enjoys chasing more than being chased, but at the same time she's not one to make the first move. She's likely to fall for men with husky voices, a trait I have noticed in Gemini and Capricorn women too, so much that the Cupid will strike them even over the phone, even if they've never met the men. Once in love, she'll be very vocal about her feelings and will expect her man to be the perfect gentleman. If you're dating a Scorpio girl, the most effective way of dealing with her is to be sincere, honest, and even critical, whatever necessary. A word of caution here: don't overdo the criticism part. Remember, the Scorpio woman can sting. How does she handle money matters? A Scorpio woman is quite adept with her money, be it earning, spending, or saving. With her strong, ambitious drive and achiever streak, she knows how to earn money the right way. And with her shrewd and calculative brains, she knows how to spend and save it. Let me clarify another point here. When I said a Scorpio woman is compassionate, I meant in terms of time, energy, and advice. When it comes to loosening her purse strings to show compassion, Our Lady is never in a hurry to share. Having said that, if she has plenty sacked away, she will not be stingy with her money while aiding others. On the flip side, some, very few Scorpio women are likely to fall in the habit of borrowing money without being prompt in repayments. So be on your guard while lending cash to your Scorpion friend. With her, it's mostly the case of borrow from Peter to pay Tom. How is she on the professional front? At work, the female of the species is like to exercise complete power play. Not once to appreciate being dominated by others, Scorpio women make for excellent leaders, though they have a tendency to become overbearing and nasty if rubbed the wrong way. The most important streak she displays while at work is competitiveness. Be it at work, sport, or a business deal, a Scorpio will be at her competitive best always. The Scorpio woman is extremely critical of others if she finds them lacking, and strives to maintain high standards herself. She fares well in almost any profession, especially where she feels it can make a difference to the world. How is she in various relationship roles? Scorpio girls tend to be very independent and understand their responsibilities from early childhood. Till they reach teenage, they're not much of trouble. Come teenage, that's where the worrisome period begins for their parents, with the young ladies discovering men. Given a choice, the Scorpio woman will choose her home over career and makes an excellent homemaker. As a mother, she is a good mix of a disciplinarian and a friend. But being the control freak that she is, she would want to know what's happening in her kid's life, including school, play, as well as thoughts. With a Scorpio mother, a child will have to answer a lot of questions to satisfy her curiosity. In her role as a wife or a girlfriend, if in a serious relationship, she is totally committed and devoted. A Scorpio woman makes a reliable friend who'd stick it out with you through thick and thin. But like I mentioned earlier, she'll blabber details about anything you say to any third person, but if you take her into confidentiality, she'll guard your secrets with her life. How is she when alone? A Scorpio woman is much like her male counterpart when alone. She shouldn't be left alone. The devil's workshop would be in full swing in her head the minute she's alone. Moreover, she's a people's person and therefore likes constant company. How is she when in love? Blind, 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 wrote Charles Dickens in David Copperfield when describing his hero's love. Ditto for a Scorpio woman. In addition to this, she loses all her other senses too. If any man is looking for the classic Juliet, his search will stop with the Scorpio woman. It seems the saying, behind every successful man there is a woman, was coined for the Scorpio female. She understands the role and importance a woman plays in a man's life and knows how to make a winner of her man. So deep is her love that she goes all out to support her man in any venture, and he'll never feel a dearth of emotions. However, in spite of her assertiveness, she cannot be with a weak man as she loves being dominated and controlled. No, she's not crazy. She's simply smart. It's her way of knowing that her man is as madly in love with her as she is with him. When in love, a Scorpio woman can show two distinct reactions. Either she'll take a lot of time to settle down, or will be double quick to get into the domestic mode. But that's only when she's dead sure that you are indeed the man for her. What does she look for in her partner? A Scorpio woman wants a custom-made man, one who is tailored to meet her demands. The essential qualities that her love interest must possess are simplicity, the right amount of authoritativeness and arrogance, along with spiritual awareness and philosophical bent of mind. But above all, he should be expressive and be able to communicate his emotions well, very much like her. A Scorpio woman also appreciates a man with high family values. Although I have explained how emotional she is, I must add here that when in love, she's quite methodical with her emotions. Being suspicious and on her guard, she won't display her emotions readily at the beginning of a relationship. Don't be surprised if your Scorpio date comes across as an ice queen in the first few meetings. Until she's completely sure of you and of her feelings for you, she will not display her true feelings. But once she is truly in love, be ready for an overflow of passionate display of emotions. No matter how wary she is, she's totally invincible. With her high emotional quotient, she can be easily misled or misguided or taken for an emotional joyride. She can also fall prey to devious men who play the part of loving and caring partner only to turn otherwise after marriage. And the fact that she is blindly in love as well as deficient in other senses only aids her emotional downfall. Strength of character will win you praises from your Scorpio girl, but any show of weakness will get you negative points. When you're with her, you have to be the real man. With her good looks and attractive personality, she is likely to have many admirers, but she will choose only the one who has true feelings for her. And don't even think about working on a casual fling with her. It won't help your case at all. She detests anyone who trifles with her feelings, and you might see her worst vindictive face if you rub her the wrong way. It's also not advisable to make her jealous or give her reason to be suspicious. She is extremely possessive of her loved ones, and emotions like jealousy make her behave quite like the devil, not what the lovely Scorpio lady actually is. While dating her, you should search and research, delve and dig, try and pry to understand the term demanding. A Scorpio girl on a date can be extremely demanding, and I don't mean in terms of money only. She would demand your undivided attention, your time, your thoughts, and the last drop of admiration that you hold for womankind. In short, she will rule your heart. This is not to be mistaken for dominance. A Scorpio woman will never date a spineless man, but at the same time, she would expect her date to give her everything she demands. If there's one thing that the Scorpio girl prizes on the dating scene, it's privacy. She's not loud or brash and hates to put up with general public when she could be sharing a private moment with you. So that gives you a cue to make the right selections while booking your dinner table. It is needless to repeat here that while dating a Scorpio girl, you should be careful with the way you dress and behave. Given the high grace quotient she possesses, she would expect you to play the quintessential gentleman and treat her like a true lady. Once she's through with making demands on every facet of your life, she would touch the subject of money. Herein, she does a fine balancing act between her love for good things in life and her spirit of self-reliance. She would be thrilled every time you buy her a gift, but would be conscious of your effort and reciprocate your gesture. A word of caution here. Be very careful about what you promise to buy her, as the lady in question can make all kinds of demands, from a black rose to go with her dinner outfit to a blue emerald to match her evening gown. Dating a Scorpio woman will get you the closest to the affectionate side of her personality. Her love and warmth will envelop you with a restful cocoon, which can only be disturbed if you incite her wrath, possessiveness, or vengeance. Once she is secure in the knowledge of your love for her, she will remain by your side forever. Sensuality is another thing you should get accustomed to. While she may appear to be cold and distant initially, the Scorpio girl is smoldering with sensuality inside. Unless she has had a breakup recently or is plagued with her past failures, she will reveal her sensuous charms quite early in a relationship. Adventurous, passionate, beautiful, and sensuous, dating a Scorpio woman is one romantic adventure that would leave you wanting for more. Compatibility quotient. Each zodiac sign brings along a different lesson on compatibility. While sensitivity might be the highlight of a relationship, it might be a bone of contention for another. Since the Scorpio woman is high on passion and adventure, it would be interesting to see who amongst all the males on the zodiac is able to match up to her verve. Scorpio woman and Aries Man. 9 on 10. If both can summon enough amount of respect for each other, this relationship can rock from the word go. He would appeal to her for his assertiveness, while she would floor him with her womanly charms. Passion, which they both possess, becomes the key to their long-term relationship. Taurus Man. 5 out of 10. Both share a lot of negative traits in common. Their innate stubbornness, domineering nature, and possessiveness might come in the way of a successful relationship. Lots of hard work would be required to make this one work. Yet, I must say that I have also seen a few couples sail through comfortably with romance and harmony. Gemini Man. 6 out of 10. Once the Gemini Man learns to curb his flirtatious nature and give her the security she needs, this relationship can work wonders. Both are extremely passionate, which works in their favor. She will be taken in by his cool attitude, but will need him to keep the romance alive to keep it going. Cancer Man. 9.5 out of 10. This alliance would be full of romance and understanding. Both have the inbred quality to understand the other's emotional needs. The Scorpio will be full of warmth for the Cancerian sensitivity, while he would give her the commitment and security she needs. Leo Man. 5 out of 10. Not a very happening combination. The Scorpio woman's need for privacy will be spurned by the Leo man's constant yearning for the limelight. Although both are sensual, there is marked difference between their sensuality, which can stick out like a sore thumb in this relationship. Virgo Man. 8 out of 10. Good combination. Both will be compatible with each other due to their intelligence, smartness, and good looks. The Virgo man will make her happy by giving her the lead on the home front, while keeping her suitably impressed with his charm. But there too, the Virgo man would have to be expressive in order to keep the fire burning. Libra Man, 6 out of 10. The Scorpio woman will have to show restraint and understanding to make this relationship work. She would need to learn to curb her possessiveness in order to give him space. On the other hand, the Libra guy will have to understand her passionate nature and fulfill her demands accordingly. Scorpio Man, 8 out of 10. He's a jackpot. Both share a lot in common in terms of adventurous nature, passion, and love for the good things. But both will have to keep their egos under check for this relationship to work. Sagittarius Man, 4 out of 10. His easygoing nature might be too much to take in for the intense Scorpion. She will find it difficult to find security and undivided attention in a Sagittarian male. It's likely that he would find her passion too monotonous in the long run. Capricorn Man, 9 out of 10. The Scorpio girl is the Capricorn guy's dream come true. She has the right amount of liveliness to get the best out of him, while he would be devoted and loyal towards her. He's capable of understanding her emotional needs and giving her the security she wants. Aquarius Man, 6 out of 10. A relationship based on good conversation may not last long, and that's what this is all about. These two are basically different in nature, and their personality traits can come to loggerheads every now and then. A lot of compromise is required to make this work. Pisces Man, 8 out of 10. If both are mature individuals, this relationship can work wonderfully in the long run, as both have a compatible dose of similarities and dissimilarities to add different colors to a fulfilling relationship. Famous Scorpio women personalities: Aishwarya Rai, Indira Gandhi, Meg Ryan, Demi Moore, Julia Roberts, Sushmita Sen.